Hey team. Well, like I promised you, I would do a video on how to share about Young Living essential oils using your kit. And that is very exciting for me that when I got my kit, I had everything that I needed to share with others about oils. I just didn't know how to use it at first. At first, my leader would come and do the classes for me. And after listening to her and watching her, obviously I got used to it. But I want to tell you how easy it is to share with one-on-one with a person or even in a party or in a class. We don't call them parties too much, but it's a class because we're providing education. That's the number one purpose when you do a gathering for Young Living is we're not trying to sell per se an oil, a bottle of oil, because that doesn't bring benefits to the person. What brings benefits to us is using essential oils as a lifestyle. So that's what I like to teach. I like to teach oils as a lifestyle, not a quick fix of something with essential oils. If the person only wants one oil or two, then of course we'll talk about it. It's an option. But my purpose in teaching others about oils is to show them how essential oils can be used in different areas of their life. So in your kit, obviously you've got your box and every new member gets a product guide. You can order this product guide in Spanish. Or you can order, I think you're $3.50 for a Spanish one if you share in English and Spanish. I know a lot of you are bilingual. So one of the best ways to share is just to walk somebody through the product guide. Sometimes I like to have two product guides, one for me and one for the other person, and I'll just use this for presentation because it's just such a beautiful catalog. And then the beginning pages, I already have it tabbed. It talks about seed to seal, which I'll come back to that. But right here you have, this is where I always start. What is an essential oil, or what are essential oils? And the graphics help. I sometimes can read straight from the book. It's just very easy to use this visually and get the attention off of you. And then here you have how to use essential oils. So those are the three things I talk about in the first class, Intro to Essential Oils. It's what is an essential oil, a basic understanding. You don't have to get all scientific. Secondly, how do I use essential oils? So we talk about aromatically, topically, and dietary as a dietary supplement. And then why Young Living? I do a quick thing on seed to seal, going back and really emphasizing why I personally choose Young Living for my oils. It's right here. And I read this sometimes. I mean, I memorize some of it, but initially you can read it or take turns reading it. If your friend has a book, say I read one, you read one, and we're kind of studying it together. We're learning together. So definitely talk about Young Living and point out what you like about Young Living. It might be different from what's important for me, but that's definitely one of the things I do. And then those 3 points, and then I get into the actual oils. Now, something I don't know if you guys know, you have this. You open up your box. There's a lot of material in here about the business. Oh, there go my oils. But there's actually a pamphlet in here that tells you about sharing and all this and that, motivational. There's some paper applications in there. But there's this little pamphlet, and I love it because it actually gives you information and ideas about each oil. So you could even just pull this out, read it, put it on an index card, read it. And again, eventually you're just going to memorize it. You're going to remember what each oil has. And then I always share 1 or 2 ways that I like to use the oil. Sometimes I can overshare. I probably did that to some of you. And then you go, what did she say? That was a lot of information. But the first time you just want to keep it simple. I'm still practicing this myself because I get so excited and I want to tell them everything I know about essential oils. But I try to just keep it simple. What are they going to remember? And I tell them some stories, like personal testimonies, because people will remember that the most, your stories. They want to know how you're using it. That's why when I have a class with some of you, I tell you to have some stories, or I call out on you because I'm like, they trust you. They want to know what you're doing with oils. So this and your catalog are like some of the best resources that you have to share. And I really encourage you to get familiar with your catalog, get familiar with this handout. And then if you're on my team, I hope I did this, but with all new members, I give out these little flyers. And now I have them in English and Spanish. So like one day I had a class at Lupe's house. Thanks for that. I just had them take turns reading. I mean, it wasn't all about me talking. Some of us don't want to talk the whole time. So have them read. Say, you read one, I'll read one, and then experience the oils together. So it's all about how you want to do it. There's really no rules. And anytime you stick to the materials, you're also going to stay compliant. So you don't have to worry about what was I supposed to say or not supposed to say. So that really helps a lot. So I hope that if you have friends that are asking, family, what are they? Don't just leave them hanging. Don't just be like, oh, one of these days I'll have a class. Just sit down with them, invite them over for coffee, show them the oils, and you just never know. You might change their life. You might change the way they look at things about natural things, and then you'd have somebody close to you that you can share with about essential oils. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please post them below. I'm happy to help you and answer them, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks and have a good day.